Jodinum. Jodinum.
Yes.
Freydis. Balcor. Balcor. Racklem. Then Selemesh.
Oh my god, I think we did it. Oh my god, we did it.
Fragrant Enzik.
Shogorik.
Yannick.
Hey guys, and welcome to Seriously Sims. My name is Starletta, Star for short, and today we are going to be playing Sims Medieval. Welcome to another Let's Play, and it looks like we're on our third quest. So last time we actually added 2 more buildings. We have a total of 3 now. We gained the reception hall just because we were so awesome, and then we also added the spy quarters, and we added another hero. So this one is Philip. Philip going with our priestess Aurora, and he is an underspy, and he is level 1 currently. Hopefully we'll get to use him soon because I love the spy daily quests and things like that. I love the spy ones. And then of course, we have our priestess Aurora, or shepherdess Aurora, so hopefully we'll be able to either play with one of them today. So let's check out our quests. Let's see what we're doing. So far we've got 2 security, 2 culture, and 1 knowledge. We don't have any well-being, which is kind of concerning because that means we still have infected Sims. So let's search for something that could boost our well-being. Alright, so first thing you see here is a missing child, which, as you can see here, it has a warning sign with a exclamation point, which basically means that somebody could very well die in this this mission. I know it only costs 1 quest point, but it only adds 1 well-being, which could help, but it could also hurt our kingdom. So I think we're going to stick away from that. We also have royal assassination, which of course is going to hurt our Lord Killian. So we're not going to do this one, because in parentheses all the way down at the bottom of it, it says, seriously, you will permanently kill the monarch in this quest. So we're not going to touch that one, even though the well-being does spike to 3. We don't have room for it, so we're not doing it. I think we're going to do the Fountain of Legend. That way we can get a little bit of well-being, and hopefully the Sims in our kingdom won't be so sick. So, self-improvement. What the quest says is Fountain of Legend. Of all the strange tales shared in Laston, the Fountain of Legend was the most told, a miraculous pool that granted every wish to those who could find it. Many had tried in vain to find proof of its existence. But what if someone actually did find it? What wonders would await that worthy soul? So we can use any hero. Anyone with a fatal flaw except guild enemy. And then we need a supporting role of the monarch. So this will be actually a little bit interesting. This one will be using both. We'll be using 2 heroes instead of just 1. First, we'll be using either the spy or shepherdess Aurora, and then we'll also need to use Lord Killian as well as our second party requirement. So, it says here, people are born with both light and dark sides. Some cannot overcome their baser nature, others dare not try, but heroes are defined by overcoming adversity. A difficult path, but the rewards are great indeed. Who shall discard the imperfect trappings of everyday life and seek to become a legend? A legendary trait is available in this quest. So that's really cool. We can actually gain a legendary trait in this quest, so hopefully we'll aim for that. We'll receive 20 RP, we'll get 100 simoles, and then we'll get, oh sorry, 1,000 simoles, and then we'll get 1,320 XP. So, let's get started. First we need to choose from either Shepherdess Aurora or Under Spy Philip, and I think, even though Shepherdess Aurora, we haven't used her yet, I'm still going to use Under Spy Philip because, like I said before, I love this spy daily tasks, so we'll go with those. And then, of course, we need to go with Lord Killian the Great now. He's now the Great, so we're going to go with Lord Killian. Let's begin. A miraculous look crept inadvertently into Under Spy Philip's face as he thought of all the happy do-gooders plaguing Laston. Someone should take them down a peg or two, and Under Spy Philip delighted in thinking of many ways to undermine their altruism. When suddenly a brilliant vision appeared of an ancient fountain sparkling in a forgotten glade, momentarily purging the happy thoughts of knocking down the elderly or stealing sweets from a gleeful child. So, in the last episode, we actually chose him as having a negative or a fatal flaw of cruel. And I have to say, that is pretty cruel. So, let's see what all this is gonna lead to. So the first thing we need to do is argue with the child. But before we do that, we're going to actually make sure that he's actually a little bit happy. It's 7:30 in the morning. He's full. He's energized. Now, believe it or not, there is actually an upstairs to this place. Here you see like the bed, the food, a chamber pot and all that. But upstairs, since he is a spy, he has a secret door behind his bed, and it's right there if you can't see it. Which, that leads to the upstairs, which is where you'll find this secret scrutiny crafting coop. And then, like, you can train with the dummy, and then, like, a place to drink, and another one of these scribe tables. Not every single hero has a scribe table, I think. Some of them might, I don't know. I don't remember. But I think all of them, or at least not quite all of them, have it. So let's get started with that. First, we're going to have him use the chamber pot and all that. I'll see you guys back when I get him and... Oh, wait, our monarch's not here. Oh, okay. So... yeah, I'll see you guys back here when I get him, his motivation up a little bit. Okay, so he's a little bit happy, and his focus is a little bit higher. But now, I can show you the daily tasks. He has some. So the first one is pickpocketing the traveling merchant. So, as you can see over here, we have a little dot where we have to pickpocket this guy. Well, he is not at a very high spy level yet. So he's probably gonna fail. We're probably gonna get put in the stocks. But first, let's craft and deliver a vimicious, how do you say that? Vimicious venom. First we have to find the ingredients. So I know that we need belladonna. So let's find the belladonna first. So this is where you actually have to sit and discover these different plants. So we're going to go along here and we're going to actually discover all of these so that we have them for later quests. Alright, so we just discovered a whole bunch of stuff, so now we're going to actually go and collect all of these. Did I? Ah, there's another one over here that I didn't discover. And I don't think we actually discovered any belladonna. So that means that we're going to have to go out and find some more. But We did find some nightshade. That's good. That's hard to find. Oh, there's some belladonna. Cool. Alright, so we found some belladonna. And I'm just going to keep collecting those 4, and then let's see if we have what we need. So to check to see what you need, all you need to do is hit craft item, and then it actually shows you what you need to do. So he has some pent-up anger right here. It's affecting our focus. It's minus 20 right now. So hopefully we can get him to release some of that pent-up anger before it affects us too terribly much. Yes, we have enough to make the Vomitious Venom. All we needed was Lord Leaf and Belladonna, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to make this, we're going to deliver it, and then we're going to go pickpocket, maybe beat somebody up. At least if we beat somebody up, we have a good reason to be in jail, the stocks. So, let's speed up this process a little bit. So we made that successfully. Now this guy pops up. Now we can actually deliver this. So we're going to deliver this to this guy. Woo! We're going down by the docks. We're going to see our boat up close. It's a nice boat. Another satisfied customers than me, 60 gold richer. Everyone wins. I'm going to go the extra mile today and take on more responsibilities. Okay, so since we chose the trait of dedicated, he actually can take on extra responsibilities. So what we're going to do is we're going to go pay our taxes. Great. We just got 60 simoles, and now we're going to go pay our taxes. You do that by going over here and going to the messenger post and hitting pay taxes, which is 100 simoles. Hopefully we'll make a little bit once we pickpocket this merchant. First, let's actually... I don't even know where this child is. Oh, is that the... I think the kid just left. Whoops. Oh, wait, there he is. There he is. There he is. Where is he? He's over here. Where's the kid? Or is that us? Was that us that whole time? Okay, whatever. Let's spar with somebody in here to just, wait, there's a kid. There's a kid. The vision of the fountain returned unbidden to under spy Philip, accompanied now by a soothing ethereal voice. Poor broken soul, your torture has been endured too long. If your desire is to be cleansed is true, and your heart is equal to the task, come seek me out, for I will remake you. I have such power. You can be better, purer, stronger. The prophecy faded as quickly as it came, leaving under spy Philip wondering what it meant. Alright, well, sounds to me like we have a little bit... We're probably going to lose some of our cruelty. Maybe we might lose our fatal flaw. Or at least something that will balance it out. So, real quick, let's battle somebody because he needs a little bit of... belittle manhood. Now that's cruel. Let's do it. Who is this guy? Bauer Dirk. Poor Dirk. He's talking to such a pretty lady too. Oh, I'm mean. Well, not me. Philip is. Philip is mean. Poor Philip.
Oh, Pasha. Cobrella la mine famin. Memphina.
Alright, well now that he's kind of happy, let's go pick this person's pocket.
Ah, this all.
Oh, good. We have a high success. Did you guys see that? High success rate. That's what we need to see.
Go, Rig. Sersha Oven.
Portland.
Jodenham. Jodenham.
Yes! Success! We got 35 bucks too. So we made 95 today from picking that guy's pocket. I don't think that was him. I think I just randomly picked somebody's pocket. Now I kind of feel bad. Let's pick this guy's pocket.
Oh, Lazira! Narun. Ne? Ziflit. Brilsam.
145. Okay, so we made a good bit of change today. We made at least $230, which is awesome. Oh, look, the moon. Okay. So let's see. We have 3 things that we need to do, which we haven't been paying attention to. And guess what? It's time to actually head to bed. So I'll see you guys back after he's done his, the routine that we set for the monarch. We're going to do the same routine with him, except he doesn't have a bath. I'll buy one, and then I'll meet you guys back after everything's all settled. Okay, so he is happy again and he slept and he's not hungry anymore. It is 3 a.m. Holy crap. So, unfortunately, there are going to be no kids around, so we can't argue with another child. But we can talk to Lord Killian about the Great Vision. So, let's discuss the vision with Killian. And anybody remember when I just pickpocketed that guy? I'm pretty sure it was our monarch. I'm pretty sure I just stole from Killian. Holy crap. I wonder if it'll let us bother him. Can we wake him up? Yes. Hail under spy Philip, a strange voice and an image of a fountain. It sounds as if you have been selected for a personal quest. I don't know how I can help, and truthfully, am much too busy to go chasing dreams. I've always found benefits from delving into the past, so my advice is to listen more, is to learn more through study. Luck be with you. Okay. So, browse a bookshelf for fountain reference. And we can also ask a townsperson about the fountain and argue with the kid. So, I'm going to use the bookshelf that I actually just found. And we're going to read up about this fountain.
No.
Alright, so I guess we have to just peruse for right now.
Now?
I'm not surprised the bookshelf has no titles referencing legends of a fountain, fictional stories by nature. Oh, sorry. Referencing legends of a fountain. Fictional stories by nature do not have much practical use. The story is a popular one in the village, and the shop there is always getting items from wandering travelers. That may be a better place for me to look for anything that will illuminate my vision. Okay, so I couldn't zoom out. Alright, so first thing that we're going to do is Let's go to the shops because it's still super early. It's still only 5 and people have not really started coming in from the shops yet. Like in from town. His focus is super high, which is really good. Alright, now we gotta see if there's a fabulously foolish fables. So this is probably what we're looking for, so we're gonna add that to our cart. But like the monarch, he doesn't really start out with a lot of stuff. So we're gonna buy a couple rabbit meat. Gonna take out the bear meat because that's super expensive and add another rabbit. And then we're gonna get some stuff here. Some venison. No, venison is more expensive than bear meat. Wow. Some potatoes. Some cabbages. Some salt. Honey. Spices. Eggs. Turnips. Onions. Mushrooms. A pigeon or two. Some barley, some wheat. We already have seeds. Alright, so we're going to buy that and then we're going to sell some stuff. So we're actually going to sell a bunch of this grass weed that we picked up and a lot of these wildflowers because we don't really need them for what we need to do. So that'll give us 100 of our money back. Alrighty, so now that we bought this book, we're going to actually read it. And we're just going to sit there in the middle of nowhere and read it. Alrighty. The fable, while an entertaining read, did not provide much in a way of details on how to locate the fountain itself. A large portion of the story seems to be missing, and the remaining tale appeared authored in several different voices. Alright, so that didn't help us much. Ask a townsperson about the fountain. So we have to find a townsperson. I wonder if they're over here.
Warren, Wobra, Projexus.
She's an executioner.
Jodina.
Monk.
Sabrofin.
We need townspeople. And it's 8 a.m. Where are they? Oh, maybe they're over here? I'll ask Farmer Benjamin.
Fiba.
Oh, he's sending a lot of letters.
Va, Elba. Wibram. Desim Tirelsha Vanishla Vanik.
Weklib. Tobrek. Selegon.
That is quite a story under Spy Philip, but I'm sorry I try not to meddle in portents and visions. However, that bit about the fountain, I've recently heard a fable going around town of a sparkling fountain granting the wishes of a lost farmer, or was it a wandering monk, and a pond of everlasting youth? Maybe you should locate one of them. Alright, so I still need to argue with a child, so let's see if there's any in here.
Krelim Karoth.
Oh, there are. Let's argue with this kid again.
Lazira.
Morzi.
Iselbe. Zache. Zamin.
Haha, stupid naive children. Their tears are like liquid gold. Alright, so let's figure out what we want to do. Who will under Spy Philip seek out to learn about the fountain? Either we can find the fabled peasant or locate the virtuous monk. Let's find the peasant. Because the peasant was talking about the fountain itself, but he was talking about a monk and a pond. So I feel like if it's a fountain, it'll be a fountain. So let's find some information about that fountain. Of course he's in the stocks. So we're going to actually have to pick the lock in order to set him free. I hope we don't get caught, because if we get caught, we're going to be putting the stocks in his place. And of course we're going to do this in the middle of the day. But at least that does take care of one of our daily tasks. As Underspy Philip arrives on the hill that houses the gruesome implements of the kingdom's justice, he noticed several unfamiliar figures miserably imprisoned in the stocks. Upon a closer inspection, Underspy Philip recognized the figure from the peasant's earlier description. A sudden flare of pain reminded him that their continued well-being was his only chance to figure out the vision. Alright, so we have to free this guy. Of course, the executioner's right here. Oh my god, I think we did it. Oh my god, we did it. Alright, so let's ask this guy. We just freed? Good peasant. Okay. So, I saved him. I released him. Oh. Whoops. Ha. I'm so used to playing as the monarch that I didn't think that I'm not Killian. So let's go ask Killian if he can release the peasant from the stocks who's already been released. I cannot just let good peasant Julian run free despite your standings in Laston under Spy Philip. He violated our laws, and justice must be served, otherwise the kingdom will descend into lawlessness. However, if someone would be willing to take his place in the stocks or cover the fine, only then can I authorize his proper release. So, I'd rather pay the fine than do the time. So, let's just pay the fine, because if I do the time, then I'll have a negative buff. So, let's just pay the $200 fine and call it a day. Alright, so we have to go to the messenger box and actually pay the prisoner's fine there. With the fees paid, I should be able to pick up an official pardon from Royal Advisor Richie. Okay, so let's actually try and eavesdrop on the conversation so that we can get that done. Alright, cool. So that's done. Our daily tasks are finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run around real quick and collect some more of these things, these herbs and stuff. And then I'm going to feed him. He's going to sleep. And then we're going to go through the morning routine. And I'll see you back then. Okay guys, so it looks like our Underspy is actually having a dream. So let's read about it. As Underspy Philip slept, nascent feelings of comfort and happiness began to solidify into a beautiful dream. In the distance, soft music was carried on a fragrant spring breeze, and smiling faces cheered his approach. Philip could see a shining golden road leading towards a breathtaking paradise. In the opposite direction, the road faded into thick mist, though Philip could almost make out a dark and still bedchamber barely visible through the fog. Either we can embrace the joy or control the dream. It appeared that the dream had something to say. Under Spy Philip would allow himself to be swept along by the cheering throng towards the vision of paradise. What would come, or we can control the dream. The dream seemed to be offering paradise to Under Spy Philip, but was this not the product of his own mind? He could seize control of the dream and take paradise. Let's control the dream. I feel like we should just control it. That would be interesting. Let's do it. Oh no. Okay, so Under Spy Philip waded through the jubilant throng of familiar faces with purpose. Keenly aware of the dream, he began to bend the reverie to his every whim. At first, the scene flowed like water in Philip's mind, but soon tiny figures appeared in the dream's foundation. Cheering faces turned to grotesque leers, and the vision of paradise was suddenly engulfed but in a sickening blaze. Scrambling backwards towards reality, Philip felt the string of unseen claws before awakening in a cold sweat. We have received a nervous wreck buff, and it looks like that's going to last for 4 hours. Hopefully he'll stay asleep for the next 4 hours, because that would mean that it wouldn't really affect us that much. Nope, it looks like it's going to affect us. So let's go through the morning routine. Since you've never seen it, it's a little bit different than those of the monarchs. So we use the chamber pot, and then we're going to practice on the dummy and get a drink. I actually haven't added in a bath for him. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add in a bath. We don't have enough money for a bath. Well, I guess we're going to have to make some money so we can afford a bath. 600 simoles is the cheapest bath, so... He's almost there to the next spy, the next level of being a spy. So, hopefully we'll get some of that. I think I'm going to practice 2 more times, just so we can make spy level 3 before we continue. Awesome. Alright, so now we're on spy level 2. We can now slightly higher chance to pickpocket other Sims, slightly more proficient at poison making at the crafting table. We can gather various herbs. Fighting proficiency has moderately increased. We can view politics at the tactical map. Take slightly reduced damage when fighting without armor, and we can use the restful dance combat tone. Alright, so that's good. So we're just going to let him keep going for a little bit. Alrighty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to back up, because it's now 3:39 in the morning. We're going to get a royal pardon from the royal advisor if he's here. It doesn't look like he is, but it looks like we want to argue with another kid. Is this going to be a daily occurrence? Do we need to argue with a kid every day? Well, we got a lot of stuff from collecting those, collecting the flowers and stuff. So we're going to go to the village shops and we're going to sell some of the stuff that we don't need. We're already up to gold, which is good. And I think that's all we're going to sell. So we're going to sell those items. Now we have 745. We're going to hold on to that for now, even though I really want to buy a bathtub for this guy. But for now, we're just going to keep it the way that it is. Looks like he's hungry. So why don't we eat and then we'll actually go talk to this guy. So I'm sure by the time we eat, he'll be there. There he is. He's up in the left-hand corner. Alrighty, so let's go talk to this guy. Philip? He's right there. What are you doing, Philip? He's downstairs now.
Va, Elba. Desim Tirelsha Vanishla.
Shame, Robin.
It seems the bail has been paid in full, though why you would spend it on freeing some errant wanderer, I have not the slightest. Regardless of your motives, you have earned the royal pardon. Simply present it to Carolina the executioner. So let's be mean to this guy, just because this. So.
Exegrab. Ya set. Zenichala.
Alright, so. Now we have to go over here and talk to the executioner. So let's go talk to her.
Lessig.
Inserb.
Officials' orders to release a prisoner, huh? Well, who am I to argue with Lord Killian the Great? I will take that pardon off your hands, and the constable will be along shortly to open the stocks. Alright, so we already released that guy from the stock, so I guess we can actually talk to this guy now. Oh, and there's kiddos. There's kids around, so let's be mean to these kids. There's kids everywhere, actually. Thank you for all you have done, Under Spy Philip. As I am entering Laston, a shadowy figure held me up, though I did not possess any coin. When the constable came, the thief claimed I was the culprit and disappeared into the crowd. Next thing I knew, I was being marched to the stocks. As a reward for your service, I would like to give you an old map that has served me well. However, the bandit made off towards the graveyard with it. If you can retrieve it, it just might provide you with the answers you seek. Okay. So let's argue with this kid first, and we'll do these things. That will give this time to actually raise, and then we can go confront the thief. Does that say Shady Marble? Alright, so our first one is that we need to make a secret drop, then we need to feed the beast. So let's feed the beast. Cool. Alright, so we fed the beast. I'm going to go the extra mile today and take on more responsibilities. Okay, so we actually have to pay our taxes. But luckily, right over here, there's a drop. So let's shoot two birds with one stone. We'll make a secret drop, and then we'll pay our taxes at the same time. Because they both have to do with this. Alright, so now that that's done, this is raising pretty well. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to confront her.
Aimet, Zoeric Doram.
He can't do anything. Okay, let's try again.
Vo Bame. Shomida.
What business is it of yours, Under Spy Philip? Perhaps I lightened that arrogant foreigner's pouches a bit, and perhaps I did not. Either way, I certainly have no intention of handing anything over to you just because you asked. Certainly not for free. So I guess we're gonna have to pay this lady. Ooh, or we could fight her. What do we have to do? Brawl. We have to fight her, so let's fight her. Oh, you treacherous brute, you must have won this round. You might have run this round, but a lot of good that will do you. The only item I got was this incomprehensible map, and now it's yours. Enjoy your ill-gotten gains, Under Spy Philip. Well, Philip. anybody else reminded of, does anybody remember the Fairly Odd Parents? I think it's still on, but they changed it a little bit. And Cosmo had a nickel, and his name was Philip. I think it was the nickel. Maybe it was something else. Now, I hope it's Philip. Otherwise, I sound really stupid. If anybody remembers if Philip is the name of the nickel that Cosmo had, please let me know. I would love to know that answer because that's going to bother me. That's going to bother me now. Alright, so now we have to go over to the forest to begin the search for the fountain at the forest. So we're just going to go there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to actually tend to like our hunger and our energy and stuff. So I'm going to see you guys back here as soon as we're done handling that. Okay, so we're back here. He's happy. He's fed. He got a bath. I got him a bath. He got a bath. And he's eaten. He had a drink. He's battle ready. We're ready to go into this forest. I'm kind of hesitant because I want this to be a platinum before we enter this forest. So I think we're going to just let it go for a second. I know I just said we're going to go into the forest, but just trust me. Let's wait on that. But in the meantime, why don't we go on an adventure? Just to let some time pass. Seemingly out of nowhere, a dreaded pirate corsair galley, I think I said that right, appeared and quickly closed on under Spy Philip's vessel with drums pounding and oars tearing at the sea. The evil galley prepared to attack. The crew began to panic as Philip stared, unable to make a decision. Should they attack or should they sail away? So if we attack, it says, the trade routes and coastal villages would never be safe unless someone took decisive action against the scum of the sea. Under Spy Philip would deep six in the scrounging bastards. Or we can sail away, which says, now was not the time to play hero of the high seas. The current mission was far too important to risk for the vain pursuit of glory and fame. Those who escaped could live to fight another day. Let's attack. Alright, so as the predatory pirate galley closed in for the kill, Philip's crew deftly outmaneuvered and surprised them with a thunderous broadside. The pirates were massacred above deck while Philip freed the slaves from the oar chains below. The crew cheered under Spy Philip's name as they divided up the spoils. So we received 400 simoles from that and 150 XP. And we're also received 10 renown. So that's pretty freaking cool. Oh. Another one. While sounding the depths near a dangerous reef, a pock-faced deck cadet yelled out, "Mermaid!" Lo and behold, as the crew gathered around the forecastle, a strange and beautiful sea creature with sparkling hair gazed directly at Philip as if mesmerized. We can either talk to her or harpoon it. Excuse me, guys. Was it really a mermaid, or just another one of the weird, grotesque sea creatures that the Watcher conjured to confuse and frighten sailors away from the sea? There was only one way to be sure. Or we could harpoon it, and 1, there was no such thing as a mermaid, and 2, whatever the creature was, it looked delicious. All under Spy Philip and his crew wanted to do was spear it, skin it, cook it, and eat it before it got away, and the cooking part was optional. Well, I mean, sushi. You don't have to cook sushi. But that's kind of gross. Especially if it is a mermaid. Could you imagine eating a mermaid? be kind of like eating human. Anyway, let's try and talk to her and see if that does anything. I mean, we've already encountered elves and pixies and a dwarf. So let's see if a mermaid is real in this place. Philip lured the mysterious creature towards the ship with a charming old sea shanty he'd heard as a child. As the crew looked on slack-jawed, the beautiful mermaid shook her sparkling hair and loosed some precious stones. With a quick flick of her tail, she showered the men with gifts from the sea and then vanished beneath the waves. The crew was elated, so we received $10 XP and 5 mana stones. So I don't know if you guys remember, but we had 3 mana stones for the Monarch when we first encountered the elves. And they ended up selling for like $130 each. Or sorry, simoles. 130 simoles each. And just because we received $10 doesn't... 10 simoles doesn't mean that we're not going to receive so much more. When we sell these, because there's nothing else that we can do with the mana stones, will actually end up coming up to be like $660 simoles plus that $10, so 670 simoles. So let's see, let's go sell that stuff and then we'll get back to our actual quest. This trip out to sea has seemed pretty fruitful. That's good. We needed something fruitful. Not only did we get 400 simoles from the pirates, but we also just received like 600 and some odd from, or 670 from the mermaid. So let's actually go to the village shops and then we'll sell that stuff. We need to punch somebody and then we'll see what we can do as far as the quest. Alright, so let's see. Let's show you how much we'll make. 650 from the mana stones. And then I think that's all we can sell right now. So yeah, we'll make 650 just from the mana stones. So let's sell that. And then we're back up over 1,000 simoles. And now we just hit another person. As Philip picked his way past the village market stalls, he stumbled upon a curious and suspicious cavalcade of traveling minstrels. A sprightly clothed jester skipped forward and offered to sell under spy Philip a tangled sprig of fragrant, refreshing mystery herbs. Why not, or walk away? So, if you guys watched my previous video, the previous Let's Play, we actually encountered the same one with Lord Killian the Great. That ended up really well. He ate it and ended up getting like a very good buff. But I feel like these kind of like, as with the elves, the second time that we encountered the elves, we ended up getting trampled by them. So I think I'm kind of afraid to say why not. I think I'm just going to say walk away. It is only 10 simoles, but we very might well get a negative buff. One of these days I'm going to have to do a live of these so that hopefully you guys can talk to me as I'm doing these and tell, say yay or nay, what would you rather me do? But I think for this one, I'm regardless of my better judgment, I think I'm going to go why not anyway. Just because it's only 10 simoles, and then we'll punch somebody in that way. We'll be good as far as this. Oh no, we still got the uplifted buff. Okay, cool. So, again, kids, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, because this guy just did drugs. Under spy Philip looked around nervously before wolfing down the herb sprigs in one gulp, thanked the colorful minstrel, and continued on with his shopping. Soon thereafter, he felt a warm and invigorating wave of fresh of freshness tickling his entire body from the inside out. Feeling carefree, Philip smiled happily at each person he saw in the village. We received an uplifted buff. Okay, well that definitely helped, because the uplifted buff added plus 35 focus. So as long as we actually argue with somebody, let's argue with him. Oh wait, that's romantic. Mean. Yeah, let's argue with him. And then we'll see. That takes down that. And then what we're going to do is go this way. And we're going to go over here. We still haven't gotten to platinum. Like, I'm afraid to actually go in there, because if this is the end and we don't get platinum, we're so close, guys. But I think what I'm going to do is just sit here and collect this stuff. So we're getting a lot of stuff. We're going to collect these last things. And you know what? If I go home and I eat and I sleep for a little bit, I'm sure it'll be platinum by then. Okay, so it's almost platinum. I created the Vimicious Venom over here at the craft table. I can go and deliver it to him now. And then we just reached level 3 of our spy, so we can now have a higher chance to pickpocket, more proficient at potion making, poison making, fighting persistency moderately increased, takes slightly reduced damage when fighting without armor, and whirling takedown is our new combat move. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drop this off. I'm going to give him that. We also have to press 3 people for information, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this person for information, and then we'll press 2 other people, and then we'll go into the forest, because now we just went over to platinum level. So as long as we don't go down, we'll be perfectly fine, and then we can finish off this quest. Another satisfied customer and 60 gold richer. Everyone wins. So I don't know if you saw that, but he went a little crazy. So we're gonna do this again so you can see it.
Freilem.
Maiesh.
Kenslin. La Pro.
Moneth.
Freigrim Enzik. Repent.
Shogorik.
Yannick.
Alright, so we just pressed 3 people for information. We don't like her already, so we'll be mean to her. We'll spit in her face.
Tamieb. Dovin Feraga Ubarin Glaterion.
So we also got a falling behind on quest, because we really didn't do much yesterday on the quest at all. But as of right now, it doesn't have any focus effect, so we'll just real quick go handle that, and then that little buff will go away. Oops, I went the wrong way. So we're going to search for the fountain. Good. It has a very high chance of success. Let's see what we can do. Underspy Philip emerged from the thick growth surrounding a trail and was startled to see a familiar fountain of rocks. A stranger stood beside it. There was no doubt that Underspy Philip was horribly lost, but the figure approached and offered to be a guide. No, Underspy Philip could figure this out. He would head back along the trail and find another route to the fountain, or, well, Underspy Philip was lost. The strange figure couldn't do any worse as a guide, so we'll pay him 50 simoles. So we do have a lot of money, so why don't we actually hire the guide? That way, hopefully this guy, I mean, he's just standing there near a fountain of rocks. Oh, sorry, a formation of rocks. He's just standing there, so why don't we actually try? Worst comes to worst, we'll be back where we started, but let's see what happens. Spy Philip kept close to the silent guide and slowly slipped through the gloom of the ancient wood. He abruptly stopped and motioned through the thick trees. Something was a strangely bright, serene clearing in which Philip heard the tinkling sounds of water. Looking back, the guide was nowhere to be found, but on the ground where he had been was a pile of coins. So we gained 20 XP, we have a brightened day buff, and we got 2 seeds. The forest gloom gave way to a bright clearing ringed by ancient trees. In the center of the glade, amid soft grass and wildflowers, stood an ancient fountain bubbling with sparkling clear water. As Underspy Philip gazed in awe, a familiar ethereal voice echoed through the meadow. "You have passed the first trial in finding me, Underspy Philip. However, that is something anyone had with enough determination or a map can accomplish. Before you can be remade, your devotion and need must be tested. Take a small portion of my essence with you, add it to the water of Laston, and listen for your next trial." Alright, so I guess what we need to do is add this stuff to the water supply. Why do I feel like this is going to end badly? Or maybe the whole town, the whole village will be blessed. So let's listen to the water. It said listen to the echo, but we're going to listen. We'll already be there, so. Infused with legendary fountain water. Skin of fountain water. Let's add it. Oh. The fountain's essence is infused into Laston's water. Now how do I commune with it for my next trial from here? Commune with the fountain. So we're going to commune with the fountain. Oh, bless you, lady. Faint at first, the ethereal voice of the fountain resonated deep from within the next sparkling well. To provide Underspy Philip's next trial that of devotion, your determination has been proven, Underspy Philip. Now your commitment to change must be weighed. Sacrifice that which you hold most dear as an offering to this well, and you shall be closer still to perfection. So what do we have? What do we love? Or what do we hold most dear? We have to spit on 3 innocent people for their tears. Oh, I get it! I get it! So let's spit on this lady. Oh. We need to have a worse relationship with these people, so I guess we'll just be mean to these people until they're just like hate us. So it looks like this is going to take a little bit. So I'm actually going to skip ahead so that you guys don't have to watch me make people hate me. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys actually see the last one. I got 2 so far, but we're going to argue with this guy until he hates me. Thankfully, they don't have to hate us that much. Okay. Alrighty, we did it. So he's a little hungry and a little tired, so we're gonna handle that. And then let's make our offering to the well. So we'll go here. Make offering to the fountain. Underspy Philip dropped the offerings into the well. A sudden flash of golden light momentarily lit the dark, watery depths. Your offering is acceptable. Your next trial is one of need. Return to me with proof that you are indeed a flawed creation, and you will be one step closer to perfection. Return to the fountain for final trial. Okay, so now we gotta go back to the forest. Let's go back over here. And return to the fountain. While he gets here, I really like this. The fact that, like, there is a broken down castle to show, like, hey, we had a castle here before and the last kingdom did not thrive, but, like, ours is going to be awesome. I kind of appreciate that. Alright, let's go in. I'm actually going to slow this down so that if something happens, it won't... I'll be notified so that I don't have to, like, struggle to read that little pop-up that happened last time. The fountain spoke in Underspy Philip's mind. Correctly answer me this final riddle and prove thy virtue. The more I am used, the greater my power will grow. While I can kill with words, I am the most wondrous gift one can know. What am I? Kindness or magic. The more compassion a person is offered, the more they will receive in return. Oh, that they offer. The more they will receive in return. They said you can kill with kindness, yet it was the greatest gift one could give. Magic, or we could choose magic, which magic had to be practiced before its true power could be unlocked. There was indeed spells to destroy, but others that could create miraculous things. I think killing with kindness is what it's talking about. Our fatal flaw is being cruel. And the whole time we've been forced to, like, be mean to these people. So I think kindness is the answer. It fits with what we were doing. So let's hit kindness and see. The fountain seemed to splash more merrily as the satisfaction of the ethereal voice echoed softly across the glade. You chose wisely. We received 100 XP from that. A soft breeze gusted through the grove, carrying the faint crescendo of harp music and the soothing smells of home. The light playing off the fountain through rainbow prisms across every surface, growing in intensity until Underspy Philip's eyes watered with the beauty of it. A surge of energy coursed through every fiber of Underspy Philip's being, purging all vice and sin with legendary virtue. Alright, so your sim has reached a point in life where their fatal flaw can be evolved into a legendary trait. Choose one of the 3 legendary traits shown and then click accept to switch them out. Close the screen if you wish to retain your sim's fatal flaw. So we can either be a natural leader. Natural leaders are admired and looked up to by other sims, and they know how to inspire and encourage everyone around them. Wise sims are gifted with a profound understanding of the world and are valued for their insight and sound judgment. Or sims with a strong constitution have bodies that can withstand anything life throws at them. Their overpowered immune system and cast iron stomachs can easily shrug off sickness, hangovers, and food poisoning. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose I think I'm going to choose wise. Because I feel like spies need to be wise in what they do, because they need to know about people and situations and things before they actually can be good spies. Right now he's at level 3, but I feel like he's going to be a great spy, and I think wise would work best, especially with eloquent and dedicated. So I think wise would fit perfectly. Alright, so our spy reached level 4, so that means that we have a higher chance to pickpocket, more proficient at poison making, fighting proficiency moderately increased, takes slightly reduced damage when fighting without armor, and steal defense, so it's a new combat tone. Under Spy Philip, a flawed vessel embarked on an arduous journey of the spirit to overcome his baser nature and seek out a life of virtue, tasked by the mythical fountain of legend to overcome a series of personal trials. Under Spy Philip perceived in the face of adversity, persevered in the face of adversity and bettered themselves by answering the mystical challenge. So we received 30 RP from that instead of 20 because we reached platinum level, and we also gained 1 knowledge. I believe I actually tried to do this so that I would receive 1 well-being, but ended up with a knowledge. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I chose wise. I don't know. But we also received 1,250 simoles from that, so I mean, you win some, you lose some. Back to our little mode here. Let's see what building we would like to choose. So the buildings are now worth 40 RP each. Well, the hero ones are worth 40 each. We can add Watcher Pavilion for 30, a King Ball Court for 30, a Tavern for 40, Market for 40. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a physician, so a clinic, so that we can get some more well-being. Because everything else has been raised, as you can see, except well-being. So I'm going to furnish this. We're going to choose a doctor. Or excuse me, a physician, and then we'll see what we can do. So that's a cute little place. I kind of like this one. This one's like one of my favorite buildings just because it's so interesting. Plus, attached to it, you have the Wizard's Tower, so that's pretty cool. So let's add a new physician. And we did a male monarch, a female Jacobin priestess, and then a male spy. So I'm going to go with a female physician.
Tremble.
Okay, so keeping with the Disney theme, so in Princess and the Frog, I've only ever seen it once, and that's when I went to Disney recently. They were like playing different Disney movies when I got there, and my favorite character was Mama Odie. Just because she's a witch doctor, and she's really into like hoodoo stuff, and I appreciate hoodoo. It's really, it's an interesting subject. If you've never actually seen Princess of the Frog, you should definitely check it out. And if you've never seen The Skeleton Key, it's like from 2008. It's a horror, like a PG-13 horror movie from 2008. It actually has some pretty interesting hoodoo magic in it, and it's actually quite like legit. The spells and stuff that they use were based in like actual hoodoo facts. So I think what I'm gonna do is name her Odie, and her last name's gonna be Steele, and
Zedin Tonaf.
her voice.
Vesin Wobra. Disabra Crimson.
Okay, so I have her voice, and I'm gonna make her darker, kind of like Mama Odie. And then I'm going to age her a lot. So she'll be definitely older. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shorten her hair up a bit. And make it white. Oh, that's blonde. That's not what I want. There we go. I mean, that would kind of work. She had this kind of like headdress thing, so I mean, that might work. Gonna fix her eyes. Gonna keep the rest of her face the way that it looks now. And then Mama Odie had some... I think I might actually not do this one. I really like this one. So I think I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to make it paler because Mama Odie wore like all white, so... I'm going to offset it by like a little bit of color, but most of it's going to be white, or like really close to white. A gold color. There we go. That'll do it.
Joe Bay.
Oh, I forgot traits. Okay. I forgot traits. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is excitable. And then I'm going to do haggler. And then for the fatal flaw, I think I'm going to put... This one has nothing to do with Mama Odie, but I think I'm gonna put, drunkard. So she's constantly wanting to drink. What? What would you do if, like, you found out that, like, your doctor was a drunk? What would you do? I feel like I wouldn't want to go back to that doctor. I feel like I'd be afraid to. But, anyway, so our physician is complete. And so is this episode. Well, guys, thank you for joining me here at Seriously Sims. My name is Star, and if you liked this video, leave a comment in the section down below. Thumbs up, like it, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell just so that you know when I'm uploading and stuff, just to keep track of what I'm doing. I upload once a week. So have a great day, guys. I hope you guys are well. Thanks, guys. I love you so much. Bye!